Good morning, and thank you for joining Great Day Louisiana on the road today. I'm your host, Jacqueline Mazer, and we are on River Road at the beautiful Destrehan Plantation. Now, as we delved into the history of St. Charles Parish, we learned that most of the towns and subdivisions that make up this area were created from lands that were plantations during the 18th and 19th centuries. One of them is named after the son of the royal treasurer of French Louisiana, Jean-Noel Destrehan. He came to New Orleans in 1722, served as vice mayor of New Orleans and as a state lawmaker. And his former home, Destrehan Plantation, is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. What's interesting about this plantation is that it was built before St. Charles Parish was formed back in 1807. Joining us now to tell us a little bit more about Destrehan Plantation's rich history is Executive Director Tracy Smith. Tracy, thank you so much for letting us take over your plantation today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me on the show.
Of course. So where do we begin with the history of Destrehan Plantation?
Oh, we have to go way back to 1787 when it was originally built. The plantation is located in Destrehan, Louisiana, along historical River Road. We're only about 20 miles west of the French Quarter, so it's about a 30-minute drive from the French Quarter. We're only 10 minutes from the New Orleans International Airport. The plantation is the oldest documented plantation in the lower Mississippi River Valley. And like I said, we've been here since 1787, and we're going strong today. In 1968, the River Road Historical Society was formed. It was a group of concerned local residents. The plantation had been laying in ruins for about 10 years, so it was abandoned in 1958 by Amoco Oil Company, and like I said, laid in ruins for 10 years. And in 1968, they came together and they renovated the building. They put a new roof on, and in 1971, Amoco donated the building along with 3.5 acres to the River Road Historical Society, and we've been given tours ever since.
I was going to say, it's an expansive property. I mean, it's a lot larger than it may seem when you're driving down River Road.
Well, it's a lot larger than the 3.5 acres that we originally had.
Sure.
We're up to about 30 acres now. One of the primary missions of the River Road Historical Society, in addition to preserving and telling the history of Destrehan Plantation, was to preserve and tell the history of other buildings that were built along the River Road. And we have a number of those buildings over here from other plantations, as well as just buildings along the river itself. We've got slave cabins. We've got an overseer's cabin, which houses our education center and has several displays in there, including an exhibit on the 1811 slave revolt. We've got a schoolhouse, the outdoor kitchen where the food was originally cooked and brought into the house. We also have a mule barn that came over from Glendale Plantation, which was located in Louisiana, St. John the Baptist Parish. In fact, we just recently did a renovation on the mule barn, thanks to funding from the Norco Economic Development Fund. We were able to do that. We put a new roof on, as well as some other little things that we did in there.
Wonderful. So tell us, I mean, how important is it to really preserve the history?
I think it's important to tell the history. You never want to forget your history, as your history teacher always said.
Right, that's true.
You will be destined to repeat that history if you don't learn your history. And that's one of the things that we're doing out here, is we're telling history. We're history on location, and that's what we're about, telling that history.
Wonderful. And tell us about the docents, the guides. I mean, they're well trained, and they know maybe a few fun facts that even if you've done your own history report online, you may not know, right?
That is true. Yeah, so they're called historical interpreters, and they're out here every day. We're open 7 days a week. Our first tour goes out at 9:30. Our grounds are open till 5. The last tour is at 4 o'clock, and the tours go off every 30 minutes. You get a full tour of the house, and then of course all the surrounding grounds and the outbuildings. But these historical interpreters really know their history, and they're passionate about it, and that's what they're about. So we give a very balanced tour. We talk about all of the people that live in this area that were either enslaved on the plantation, free people of color, the people that lived on the plantation, the family, and all the surrounding people in the community.
Rich with history. Thank you so much, Tracy, for your time.
You're welcome.
All right, well, you can take a tour of Destrehan Plantation, located in the 13,000 block of River Road. They're offered every 30 minutes from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., 7 days a week. For more information, go to the website, destrehanplantation.org, or call 985-764-9315.